What really happened to Tevin Campbell? Why did his shining music career suddenly fade? And is he finally ready to tell the truth the music industry has tried to hide for decades? This story has drama, secrets, and some powerful names, including the legendary Quincy Jones. Let's break it all down. Tevin once said,
Well, I didn't start understanding those things until I got away from the business, until I left the business. Like I said, it was work. I didn't have time to process any of that. I knew my sexuality, but I didn't think of the representation that I didn't see in the business. I didn't think about those things.
Yeah.
When I came out to my family and my friends when I was about 19 or 20, that was it for me.
allegedly, there's a painful reason why Tevin went from a bright-eyed, soulful young talent to someone who looked completely drained and whose career just stopped. And that reason? According to rumors, it had Quincy Jones written all over it. Whispers in the industry say Tevin was blacklisted. Right when his career should have exploded, it stalled. And maybe it's because he refused to play the game behind closed doors. Tevin said it himself.
And you know, the business is all politics. The music industry is politics. It's very political. People don't really realize that, but everything you hear on the radio, it's all political. There's a list. DJs are not able to play whatever they want to play, you know, but the business is exactly the same. So I can tell you that was going on.
Now let's talk about the rumors involving Prince. How some folks claimed Prince turned Tevin out. Tevin remembers working with Prince on the song Break It Down.
It wasn't like work. It was just hanging out. I will never forget doing Break It Down though, because my mom came up to the studio. I'll never forget that. Out of the blue, she just came up to the studio. And she heard the song. And 5 minutes later, she was gone. Because she was really bothered by the content. She was bothered by the lyrics. Somehow Prince convinced her, it's gonna be okay, Mom, you know, and she left, and we finished the song.
Before we dive deeper into the rumors, let's talk about Quincy. He came from tough beginnings in Chicago and rose to become one of the biggest names in music. He worked with legends like Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Frank Sinatra, and Donna Summer. His work on MJ's Off the Wall and Thriller albums is iconic. Thriller alone has sold over 110 million copies worldwide. But he also worked with Tevin, and that's where things get murky. Allegedly, there were rumors for years that Quincy took advantage of Tevin when he was younger. No one said it out loud, not until recently. And now that Quincy has passed away, it seems like Tevin might finally be ready to talk. People close to the situation say Tevin is preparing to reveal how deep the betrayal went, and how so many powerful people turned a blind eye. Tevin admits he stepped away from the industry on purpose.
I wasn't interested in doing any more albums. I was very, very pleased to be away from Warner Brothers, to be away from just a whole world of it. I don't think I realized it until it happened. I did some very sporadic recording in between 2000 and 2004 with a lot of different producers, but nothing stuck. My heart wasn't in it.
He recorded a little here and there between 2000 and 2004, but his heart wasn't in it. Then, in 2018, Quincy gave a wild interview. He threw shade at everyone, saying the Beatles were terrible musicians, that he dated Ivanka Trump, and even that Marlon Brando slept with male stars like James Baldwin and Richard Pryor. People were shocked, but also reminded, should Quincy really be talking about others? That's when the rumors about Tevin resurfaced again. Tevin responded on social media, "Now I'm trending. Folks will really say some disgusting things. Tevin was Quincy, GTFO with that devil talk. God is pushing the bad in our face so we can fight back." Still, many believe Tevin was scared of telling the full truth because of the power Quincy held. But now that Quincy is gone, people think Tevin might finally speak out. And it's not just Tevin. Others have shared strange stories about Quincy too. Johnny Mac once said on Foxhole Radio that Quincy asked him to go into a room alone with him at a party. He didn't want to talk about it after that, but randomly brought it up again, months later. Professor Griff, a former member of Public Enemy, claimed that Quincy helped set up exploitation rings in Hollywood. He even said Warner Brothers helped fund a magazine Quincy used for that purpose. Griff also mentioned a lost audio recording of Tupac where Pac supposedly said Quincy tried to get with him. And here's where it gets even darker. Tupac had made critical comments about Quincy dating white women and having biracial kids. Quincy's daughter, Rashida Jones, fired back in an article calling Tupac out. Later, Tupac met Quincy's other daughter, Kidada, at a nightclub. He mistook her for Rashida and tried to apologize. Instead, Kidada and Tupac fell in love. Quincy didn't approve at first, but he eventually gave in. Tupac and Kidada became close. So close that Tupac was considering leaving Death Row Records to sign with Quincy's label. Singer Keshia Cole said she met Tupac through MC Hammer and Suge Knight. She said Pac told her he wanted to leave Death Row and sign to Quincy's label, and that he wanted her to come too. He told me Death Row wasn't the place for kids. That same night, he told me I'd be a star, gave me advice, and said some things that made it seem like he knew he wouldn't make it. Sadly, Tupac never returned from Vegas. But not everyone believes her. Suge Knight himself said it wasn't true. He claimed Keshia was only 13 or 14 at the time and that Tupac wouldn't have told her all that. Still, the story adds to the bigger picture, one that's full of secrets, rumors, and questions that still don't have answers. So what's the truth? Was Tevin blacklisted because he refused to do things he wasn't comfortable with? Did Quincy abuse his power in the worst way possible? And will Tevin finally speak up now that Quincy is gone? We may be about to find out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button.